at that point, I was like, I'm going to do what I have to do. If that means I'm going to get to go home, like, yeah,
Holy
I just kind of
shit.
accepted it.
Hello, I am Alex Weiss, and this is Revealing Your Secrets, the podcast. Today, we are going to be talking with a girl who got kidnapped and assaulted on the very first Tinder date she went on, which is literally my worst nightmare. One of, if not the top one. I think the reason it's a secret for her is because something else happened during this experience that still haunts her, which I plan to talk about. She also mentioned that there are parts of the story that she didn't include in the written submission, so I'm very intrigued and interested to get on the phone and just hear everything. I think about my worst date experiences and, well, Amanda.
My favorite subject.
I'm sure you have some bad date experiences as well. It's funny because, like,
a couple.
on one hand, you can say a bad date experience is something that just went, like, off track or they were rude or whatever, but most girls actually have, like, an assault bad date story.
Or just a scary experience story.
Yes, a boundary pushing, scared for your life story.
Mm-hmm.
So this, I think, will be the most extreme tale that we can all relate to in a very nuanced way.
Yes, agreed.
Excited. Is it weird? I'm excited to hear her trauma.
I mean,
I am.
Isn't that why we're all here?
That's so true. You're right. I'm just going to own it. By the way, if you guys are watching on YouTube, check out the new set piece. Ooh, so cute.
Oh, I love it so much.
I knew you would. It took 2 months to get here, and it was worth every waiting day.
Every waiting day. One day for each of those little happy faces.
I have a secret to share before we get started.
Let's hear it.
Okay, it's not my secret, it's somebody else's secret, but something happened to me this weekend.
Ooh, I haven't heard this yet.
I was dissociating in a parking lot, and I'm early to everything, so I was just kind of staring into space, and I don't know why, I don't know what compelled me to look, but I just looked to my left, and there was a man jerking off in his car. And then I panicked and I backed up and I reparked somewhere else in the parking lot. And then I saw him leave not even 15 seconds later, which leads me to believe that he was using me as inspiration, if you will. I know. Gross.
It's the last part.
The leaving?
It's the fact that it was about you.
Well, and that maybe I'm assuming and it wasn't, but the timing was too close. So, and I was having a bad day too. So it was like really the cherry on top for me.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's my secret.
Yikes. I'm disturbed.
Me too. What a perfect way to start off this show.
Exactly.
Very on par with everything else we're going to be consuming.
Then we're doing our jobs. Are you disturbed?
Good. That's what we're here for. All right. Let's get into the written submissions.
You've got mail.
Buckle up. So I've never told anyone this, and thinking about it actually makes me want to throw up, but I need to get it off my chest. Fuck. Here we go. Last year in the summer, my dad was getting married, and I really don't like how his now wife, my mom, died in the previous years, so I lived with my dad and his fiance, and she really wanted me and my sisters out of the house. Anyways, naturally, at my dad's wedding, I got really drunk, I'm 20, because I hated that it was happening, so I drowned my sorrows in alcohol. It was getting super late, the wedding was held at my house, and the only ones still up partying were me, my cousin, and my half-brother. After my cousin went to bed, me and my brother stayed up drinking and chatting a bunch. My brother is 16 years older than me, and he lives on the other side of the country, so we barely get to see each other. Anywho, we were in my living room, both fucked out of our minds, and I had to sleep on the couch because I was letting my brother and his wife use my bed for the weekend that they were here. Keep in mind, his wife is peacefully sleeping down the hall from where we were. And the next thing you know, me and my brother started making out. And then we we were having sex. Also, my best friend, who is basically one of my sisters, my dad thinks of her as a daughter, was what I thought at the time sleeping on the other couch in the same room. Anyways, me and my brother fucked on my dad's wedding day. And then the next day, I had to see him afterwards with my whole family. And then when me and my 2 sisters and brother and his wife and one of my cousins, that was a mouthful, were in the living room, my sister saw my underwear sticking out from under the couch. And she thought it was funny and pointed it out, but little did she know why it was there. And it was horrible. I left my house shortly after to dog sit for my aunt for a week and didn't say bye to my brother. And then he texted me saying, if you want to talk about it, we can, but I assume we are erasing that from our memory. And then my best friend texted me after a few days asking about it and said she won't mention it again, but just wanted to make sure he wasn't taking advantage of me, like if it was happening since I was younger, where he'd force me to do stuff with him. But I told her we were just so fucked up that night. I hadn't spoken to my brother since then because I moved away 2 weeks later and changed my phone number and forgot to tell him my number changed. So it has been 8 months since that happened. Then he called me 2 weeks ago because my sister let him know my new number and he told me him and his wife are having a baby. But I'm super happy for them and I've always wanted to be an aunt, so I'm pumped. But also I fucked my brother and he cheated on his wife 8 months ago with his sister. Pretty fucked situation. Cool, so now I'm going to go throw up because I'm disturbed by all of this. Yikes.
Sheesh.
I wonder if the half-brother if they shared the mom or the dad, because I actually think there's a compelling argument for this happening either way. Okay, hear me out. If they shared a mother who recently passed, you could sort of justify them. I mean, there's no justification for them sleeping together. Definitely not. And it already happened, so I'm going to try to justify it. They were just sort of scraping at whatever they could to feel that connection with, like, she can no longer go out to dinner with her mom, go to a matinee. So instead, she lets the spawn of her mother go inside her. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism, not a good one.
That is a very interesting point.
I'm here, that's my work, to argue why people should engage in incest. And on the other hand, if it was the dad, if they shared the same dad and then the dad was marrying someone that they didn't like, it was an act of rebellion. You know? You don't like that argument as much. But I don't think there's anything that insinuates which it is.
No.
So...
No, I don't think so. Ugh, this is...
Really? I wonder if it was good. I think I just malfunctioned. I don't know if you slept with your sibling.
If it was good.
And if it was good, is that worse than it being bad?
Yes. Yes.
Because you're like, oh, now, then the next person you sleep with, you're comparing. They didn't live up to your brother. And then you know what they're into also. I don't condone excessive drinking, but I hope that you were drunk enough that you don't remember the details.
Oh my,
you know what I mean?
Lord.
You don't want to know where he bites and touches.
Oh,
Amanda.
this. I mean, if we had a Revealing Your Secrets Hall of Fame, I feel like
definitely
this would be in it.
Fully. Yes. So congratulations. Something good came of this. I have a question for you, Amanda. This submission makes me think about if I was dating someone and they cheated on me, would I rather it be a stranger or their sibling?
Oh, I think I would rather it be a stranger.
Here's my argument.
Okay, let's hear.
If it's a stranger, they could do it so many other times. They have no, I don't know what it is, but maybe they have low self-esteem, a lack of self-control, and it's kind of a problem you can't escape. But if it's with their sibling, I mean, you only have one or a few, and it means that they have some stuff they need to work on, which I feel like you can kind of, either way, they have stuff to work. I mean, it's all bad.
You.
It's all bad. And at least you know it's someone that you trust and no.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think it's like just another layer of the fucked up onion.
So, okay, so you prefer a stranger because it's a smaller onion.
Yeah, it's a smaller onion. It's a
Smaller onion, less crying when cutting.
exactly.
All
That's
right.
exactly it.
Thank you for your submission. Good luck.
Good luck out there.
You need it. I appreciate how much a little jewelry can transform a whole look, especially a good earring. Studs is the go-to authority for piercings and earrings and can help you curate a fully loaded and stacked earscape based on your own style. Studs is reimagining the piercing experience for each and every ear. You want to refresh your look with a new piercing or need pro styling advice? Shop online or stop into Studs in LA, New York City, Austin, Nashville, Miami, or Boston, Seattle, with more locations coming soon. Studs only pierces with single-use needles, never guns, so it's way safer and better, especially for advanced piercings. Studs earrings are made from high-quality materials which won't turn your skin green, plus they're lightweight and durable enough to wear all the time. You can even sleep and work out in them. Studs has over 250 styles of hoops, huggies, studs, cuffs, and dangles, and they pierce way more than just the lobes, so it's easy to create a statement look or something you keep in every day, starting at just $10 per earring. I like mixing and matching my earrings, especially because I have multiple piercings, so I really appreciate how on Studs you can choose to buy just a single earring or both. I'm actually sporting Studs right now. I know I'm wearing headphones, and you probably can't see this close up, but every earring in my ear, Studs. Jealous? Don't be. You can buy your own. Right now, Studs is offering our listeners 20% off your first purchase when you go to www.studs.com/secrets. Go to studs.com/secrets for 20% off your first purchase. That's studs.com/secrets. I know this is very basic of me, but I eat avocado toast every morning, and I didn't think I could possibly love it any more than I already do, but Wildgrain bread has truly elevated my experience. Your average supermarket bread loaf is made in about 20 minutes and is chock full of sugar, preservatives, and junk. But a baked from frozen sourdough loaf from Wildgrain is made from clean ingredients and has over 20 hours of love in it, which makes it both better tasting and better for you. Wildgrain is the first baked from frozen box for artisanal bread. Plus, they have amazing rolls, pastries, and even handmade pastas. Wildgrain uses only clean ingredients such as unbleached and non-GMO flour and utilizes a slow sourdough fermentation process that's healthier for you and tastes better than anything you can find in a grocery store. Every item bakes from frozen in 25 minutes or less, and for every new member, Wildgrain donates 6 meals to the Greater Boston Food Bank. All you have to do to sign up is go to wildgrain.com/secrets and choose which type of box you want to receive and how often. It's easy to reschedule, skip, or cancel. I have tried a bunch of their items so far, but my absolute favorite was the cran pecan sourdough loaf. I think about it constantly. I'm angry at bread when I'm eating it, and it's not that loaf still. Try it out. I really recommend it. It's interesting because you don't think that it's like you would suspect that all bread tastes the same. Oh my God, that's not true. I really love Wildgrain. Hungry already? For a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/secrets to start your subscription. You heard me. Free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/secrets. That's wildgrain.com/secrets, or you can use promo code SECRET at checkout. I once broke into my friend's house because it was unlocked, and I trashed the place very carefully to make sure I didn't break anything. Also, I spray painted the door. I also shit on the floor. All because I wanted to teach them to lock their door. Also, I put their cat in a cage and hung it on their chandelier. Don't ask. Long story short, lock your motherfucking doors, Pookie. I like how they didn't want to break anything, but they trashed the place, spray painted the door, shit on the floor, and abused their cat.
Part. I don't like the cat abuse.
I know. Here's the thing, okay? If you really did this to teach them a lesson and there was no other motive, then this was kind of selfless. You were being a good friend, and they probably will lock their door. But leave pets out of your agendas.
Yes, please.
The cat didn't need to fear its life for you to teach them this lesson.
And the cat can't lock doors.
No, so what are you trying to teach them? That's so true. That's so true. You can't train the cat so...
He has little paws that can't turn locks, okay?
It makes me so sad. Imagine how scared it was. At least they can land on their feet. But also, it's in a cage, so it would just get kind of like hit around. I don't even want to think about it. So mean.
We're cat people here.
We are cat people. Amanda and I both have cats.
We do.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, if you wanna fuck with cats,
Don't fuck with cats.
don't do it. all right?
Interesting documentary. Did you watch that?
Yes, I did. Of course, I did.
Anyways, leave cats out of it. Weirdly, kind of nice of you to do this because I don't know if I would ever go out of my way this much to teach my friends a lesson. And now they'll lock the door even if it's just to protect themselves from you.
That's a good point. I mean, also, like, at what point is this? Is just like this person making an excuse to like have a good time?
Well, that's what I'm wondering if there was an ulterior motive, but they didn't. I'm going to go with what they gave us, which sounds like they were genuinely trying to teach them a lesson, but I don't know. There has to be more to the story. We'll never know.
We'll never know, Pookie.
I love the term Pookie as a term of endearment because I'm a rent head. I don't know if you're familiar.
Uh-huh.
You do know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
If you know, you know. One
Pookie.
other thing I was thinking, Amanda's not going to like this.
Oh, jeez.
You're not going to like it. I kind of love that they shit on the floor.
I mean, that was that is my favorite part, I have to say.
I'm surprised because you've mentioned before that you don't really like the subject of
No, I
poop.
hate it. But that's the part that just makes this like so. It just takes it to a whole nother
to the
level.
next level.
No, I hate it. To be clear, I hate it.
But
it's
that's why
here.
you like it.
Yeah.
I think I like it for a different reason. Well, yeah, it's like it makes this more absurd for sure. There's something about shitting on a floor that is very against the status quo.
Yeah.
You're like going against social expectations. And I think in my waking life, I'm sure as well, everyone does feel like constricted by social expectations. So something about shitting on the floor is this beautiful, symbolic fuck you to how we're supposed to behave. Does that make sense?
Almost, I mean, this whole submission, yes. But I mean, especially that. That was the cherry on top of the shit sundae. But other than that, I mean, just think about this whole like thing. I mean, it just sounds like, and the person says, don't ask. Like, please. I mean, I'm going to ask all the questions. I got to know. Why hung it on the chandelier?
Yeah, it must have been an inside joke or something, or don't ask. We want to ask.
I'm trying to ask.
Well, they're not going to answer.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Are you there?
No.
Pookie?
Pookie.
It's me, Margaret.
Okay. Let's move on, Margaret. So, this is actually pretty darn traumatic, but like I was a young age, maybe like 11 to 13, and I was online dating, which like seriously, I do not recommend doing that at a young age. But like it wasn't bad at the start. Like this guy was super sweet and caring, and he would draw me things and like would tell me very sweet things, and I FaceTimed him a lot and like heard his voice, so at least he was real and not a catfisher. But then things turned for the worse, and he would like talk about killing things, and like if I ever made him mad, he would like tell me to FaceTime him and like would kill animals as like my punishment. And like I know that's bad, but my little old self thought that was like my fault and I shouldn't have made him mad. Anyways, the main point of the story is that like I was obsessed with his dog. He would show her to me and like I would call out her name and she'd be excited to hear my voice, and like I would watch him play fetch with her in the backyard and stuff, and he knew I was deeply in love with that dog. So when I had made him like extremely pissed off because I'd go and talk to other people and like non-intentionally ignore him, he like made me watch as he brutally murdered her in the backyard, and I was scared for a while, and that's where I drew the line and like stopped dating him and blocked him on all social media. It was super traumatic and not a lot of people know about this. Only like one person, but it was horrible, and I really needed to get that off my chest because honestly for a while it felt like it was my fault that innocent baby lost her life. That is one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard.
What a ride.
Also, I know this isn't what I should be paying attention to.
I know what you're going to say.
I struggle, like many, not saying the word like when I'm speaking. I can't imagine habitually
Writing
typing
it.
Yeah, it was just kind of interesting.
I thought that was interesting too.
I wonder if if that's how they normally type, or maybe it has something to do with them talking about something very traumatic. I don't know. Anyways, this is crazy. And I just want you to know, you need to know that this wasn't your fault. I feel like part of abuse is making people feel like things are their fault, but it was totally not. Also, this is an extreme anecdote to a lesson that I feel like I've learned. I'm sure, Amanda, let me know if you've learned it. I think we've all had to learn it.
I've learned it.
To pay attention.
I don't know what it is.
But I've learned it. To pay attention to the red flags and not overlook them, because she said that he talked about killing things. It's like we ignore red flags until they're blaring and they can no longer be ignored, until literally like your favorite creature is bleeding out.
My favorite creature.
I know. I read this folk tale recently. I don't casually read folk tales, but it's in this book called Woman Who Run with the Wolves, which is a pretty famous book. But anyways, it's called Bluebeard, and it's about these sisters who meet this failed magician. He has a blue beard, a lot of money. He proposes to the youngest sibling, and she senses that something is off, but says yes to marrying him. And then there's this quote that I think about often. It really made me laugh. She said, "The more I talk to myself, the less awful he seems, and the less blue his beard." It made me laugh. And it's so relatable. Just like mentally contorting reality so it's not as disappointing.
Yes.
In conclusion, pay attention to the blue beards and the red flags.
Blue beards.
And not pretending that they're any less blue or red.
Ugh, amen, sis.
I also think that it might help you let this go if you report him, because you can kind of do everything you can and then leave it alone if you haven't reported him yet.
It just was making me think we just talked about don't fuck with cats, and that's what that's what this is.
Except dogs.
Don't fuck with dogs.
Just don't fuck with pets.
That's so fucked. I mean, if you've ever loved an animal and you're like this is so heartbreaking. Like it hurts physically because I think about my cat and how great he is and how much I would miss him.
I think that's my least favorite part of the series is all the animal abuse. But it's, I want to cover the whole, all that we receive. And there's a lot of animal abuse. Because
True.
I think people, I guess it's easy to take stuff out on those that cannot defend themselves. We've talked about this.
Just like the person who pinched the baby.
Yes.
Yep.
Report him and go to therapy.
Ugh.
I'm sorry you need therapy because of him. Well, you probably needed therapy before because you got this far along with him. Again, not to blame it on you. It's really not your fault. But we all need to maybe just take a look at this and think about how to possibly not get deeper into bad situations.
Next time.
Yeah. And hopefully there isn't a next time.
I mean, just what in dating in general or just in life.
Things will come up that don't feel good, and maybe you can jump ship earlier.
Exactly.
What were you going to say?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Just that, we can't avoid situations that aren't good always, but we can be aware and we can remove ourselves from them.
Sooner than later. Yeah. Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim your balls with ease. That's right. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Heck, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with code SECRETS20. Do not underestimate the importance of a grooming routine. It's not only about looking good, but it's about feeling good and confident and like you're taking the time to take care of yourself. Check out the crown jewel of care for your family jewels, the Platinum Package 4.0. With this package, you can align your entire hygiene routine all in one swoop. Inside the 10-part Platinum Package is everything you know and love about the Performance Package, plus some shower goodies to elevate your grooming game to platinum. The Lawnmower 4.0 Body Trimmer and Weed Whacker Nose and Ear Hair Trimmer are both waterproof and feature proprietary advanced skin-safe technology to protect your delicate parts and holes. Get your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smooth with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. And don't forget to apply their aluminum-free Ultra Premium Deodorant with cologne-quality fragrance and crop preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner to make sure your go-to smell is top shelf and not sweaty balls. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Platinum Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and Shed Travel Bag, both specially made to hold your goodies. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SECRETS20. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use code SECRETS20. Manscaped. Clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine. For several years, I have had a PowerPoint that details every woman I have ever been with. It gives their photos, details of the encounters, and other details. Voter records, their personal body count. I have a ton of data to help me in my search for women as which apps I meet them on, and they are weighted on their hotness. I also rank them against each other in the style of the Olympics in several categories, such as hottest, face and body categories, best hits, best sex, marriage material, etc. At this point, I have about 30 women on the PowerPoint. While in a relationship, the girl I dated for 2 years, she found the PowerPoint early on and she forced me to delete it. I did delete it, but we broke up this summer and I have been slowly putting it all back together and adding new females as I conquer them. Hee hee. Ugh. This makes my blood boil. Also, here is a person who pretended that her significant other's beard was not so blue. I feel like if you find this, that is a good cue to get out. Not because they have a PowerPoint. Let me be clear. I know that some people have PowerPoints of people they sleep with for health reasons.
What?
Yeah, you've never heard of that?
No.
Our TikTok feeds are probably different, but no, it's because you want to
thing.
Yeah, it's a thing because people want to keep track of who they sleep with in terms of STDs, just sexual health.
Wow,
Also,
that is bananas.
I think that there's something interesting about it, as in you can, I don't know, maybe it's a fun thing you do with your girlies, you do it alone, you can note patterns, maybe something that, I don't know what it is, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess I hear that.
It's not the PowerPoint that's the problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's the deeply sexist nature of their PowerPoint that's the problem for me. It's the rating women on their looks. It's the pitting them up against each other, basing their value on their tits,
voter
whether
records.
they're marriage material. That part is actually my favorite.
It's just so weird.
It's so random.
It feels almost like serial killery. It's like too much information. Like maybe, yeah, like a picture and a name and a few things. I don't know, I guess, but I definitely don't have
above
that.
and beyond. I don't have that
and
either.
You know what? It might be nice in a nostalgic kind of way, just to be like, look back.
I remember.
I want to go take a walk down memory lane. You know?
Yes, and that's fine. That really is fine.
I've just never heard that. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, but I also am disturbed.
It's just the sexist nature of this specific PowerPoint that's the issue for me. Really.
I hear you. For sure. I hear that. That's fair. It's just still also weird if you think about, for me, I guess, when I think about hooking up with a person and then later documenting, it just seems strange. Like if I picture myself doing that, I would feel strange doing it, I think.
You're not wrong. And if I found out that someone did it with me, I would feel disturbed. I think I just am a little.
Yeah. I mean, definitely if it has all this info, like best hits, best sex, that's horrible. And best personal body count. Also, it's like, are you asking everyone that? And definitely they're not being honest with you. So it doesn't really matter.
I think I'm just a little, what's the word? This doesn't faze me because I've known of this phenomenon that people do this.
I didn't know. That must be another thing that I'm a millennial. Maybe
a generational gap.
Yes, because technology wasn't as much of a thing back in the day. Maybe. I mean, I don't know anyone that has one personally. I've never heard
I'm a millennial
of this.
too, by the way, but just right on the cusp. Like I'm barely a millennial.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm an elder millennial.
And I'm a baby millennial.
Yeah, exactly.
And we keep track of everyone we sleep with on PowerPoints. When I was younger, my teen years, I kept a list.
I at some point kept a list and then at some point stopped, but actually recently thought to myself, it would be nice to have that information, but
just in case.
I don't know, just to look back on because I don't remember everything in great detail, not every single thing. But also it's okay because I just feel like I don't know that I'd want It's the same reason I don't choose to scrapbook because like I don't know. I just want to live the experience and I don't know that I need to
Dwell on it.
Yeah.
I really hate the word conquer. It makes me really upset. I will say, and you guys might learn this listening to this podcast, something that's like a trigger point for me is sexism and misogyny. And that really grinds my gears. Like they're just
obviously
using these women.
No, this is sick.
Taking stock of the information and then carrying it. It's really
it's like it makes me sick to know that there are people out here who think this way.
And we wouldn't know. Would you dump someone if you found their PowerPoint? It's easier said than done.
I know.
I would say yes.
Of course. If you found their PowerPoint and had this kind of information on it, this is not somebody I want to be with.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I would dump them. And then I remember times in my life where I was with someone and I would say, oh, totally, I would dump them over that, but then I didn't. So
I know
true. It's easier said than done.
Exactly. It's just like what you were saying earlier about choosing not to ignore red flags, but I think
and Bluebeards.
But for me in the moment, sometimes the red flags don't seem so red. They're like, are they orange?
Are they yellow?
Is it a nice
maybe
salmony color? Not sure if that's red exactly. I don't know. Could be.
And then imagine seeing where you land on the PowerPoint. Like, what if you have?
No, that's what would that's what would be hard for me. That's what would be hard for me, of course, because like
just
it's
a
already
self-esteem blow.
Yeah, like it's just hard. I mean, it's hard not to take things personally as it is, but when it's literally personal.
Listen, buddy, I'm going to put you on a PowerPoint of my least favorite viewers. You've made it to my PowerPoint and you're not going to want to look because it doesn't say something nice.
It makes me think of like a burn book.
Yes, it is very burn booky.
Ugh. Yeah. Like I only want to be in a burn book if I'm the best. Otherwise, please don't include me. Thanks.
Okay. When I was in middle school, my grandma let me use the credit card for a game one time. I ended up like memorizing it and I didn't understand the severity of it. So I started spending a lot of money on games like Subway Surfers and Talking Angela. I ended up putting the card in a sketchy website to get a $100 iPhone. I never got it, and eventually my grandparents started freaking out because the money was missing, and I think whatever I did on that website took thousands from the card. We ended up in debt, and we got evicted from our house. My grandma lost her job, and now we live in a house that's falling apart. We can barely afford rent, and we live paycheck to paycheck some weeks. We can't even get groceries, and I literally can't eat for days because we can't afford it. I never told them, but it's my biggest regret. I miss out on so much because I simply just can't afford it now, and I've honestly ruined my own life.
Ugh.
Oh my God. I can't believe you didn't even get the iPhone too. It's like, fine, drain my bank account, ruin my family's life, but at least give me what I bought. There are some secrets that just make me hurt to my core, and this is one of them. I think because it goes beyond the secret submitter, they ruined like a whole slew of people's lives. And imagine living with that, knowing that your family is struggling because of you. Sorry, I'm not making them feel any better if they're listening. But, oof. I don't see a silver lining here. It's really hard to find. And I try to find them. I mean, really, I try to find them. I would just explained why I think it's fine that somebody fucked their brother. Okay, but I can't find a silver lining here.
I mean, I guess the silver lining is hopefully now that you've learned this lesson, you won't have to learn it again.
That's true. There always is a lesson, silver lining. That's a good point, Amanda.
Oh, okay, good. Remember we talked about this, that we had both been scammed.
Yeah.
So this is being scammed. Hopefully you only get one being scammed in your life. And, we all come out. Mine was not small.
Mine was not small either. It wasn't this big.
It wasn't this big. And it wasn't ongoing.
No.
That's the worst part, when someone has access to your information and it's ongoing and it's hard to stop. I haven't actually had that experience, thankfully, but I know a lot of people have had their identity stolen. And like I've always been a little careful, I think, with putting my card, like websites that I will share my information on,
I have a piece of my getting scammed story that I'd like to share with you.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So I don't want to get into the whole story, just a small detail that I think is really funny. I gave them access to my computer. My eyes are rolling to the back of my head if you're not watching on YouTube. I am so mad that I did that. Anyways, they deleted everything off my computer except for one file from a YouTube video I posted called Eating My Toes. So they fully trolled me. They took my money, they deleted everything on my computer, and then they were like, you can have this.
Oh.
So the only thing I had left on my computer was eating my toes.
Oh, your toes. So then how did you recover from that? Here, that's a good thing to talk about because maybe this person wants to know how you recovered from that.
Well, I think something people don't really talk about a lot in terms of getting scammed is the sort of really depressive trust issues that come after the fact. Usually you're trusting someone and then they deceive you, which is really difficult. So I just had to sit with that.
That's a good point.
And then
for me too.
I don't know. I mean, I never obviously got the money back, and luckily most things that are important end up just are on like my Google Drive, or I upload to YouTube, so the video's on there anyways. So they deleted stuff, but I ended up being fine. I didn't like desperately need anything. So I just kind of like took the L and decided to be a little bit more skeptical when it came to strangers.
But did you get are you protected by the bank? Do you get your money back? How does that work?
No, because I bought them gift cards.
Oh.
I fell for a gift card scam.
Oh. Can you share more about how you fell for it?
Yeah, I got a call from Apple on my iPhone. It said it was from Apple. I should have realized that you have to wait in line for 5 hours to get Apple to pay attention to you. They're not going to call you. But they told me that my account was compromised and that the people had access to my phone, so don't contact anyone. So they were isolating me. No. I don't know why I believed them. I was already stressed that day. I think that's why I was just like very susceptible at the time. And then they asked to get access to my computer. I gave them access to my computer. And while they had access to my computer, I left the house to also get them gift cards. So they had access to my computer for like an hour and a half.
What was the gift cards thing though?
I don't know. Well, it's a very common part of...
No, I know that, but why did they tell you that they needed them?
I don't even remember. They were saying something along the lines of like, oh, in order to do something, we need to get like a GameStop gift card. It's so bad, Amanda. It's so bad.
Oh, I'm cringing because then, I had an experience too, so I've been there.
You had gift cards involved with yours too, didn't you?
Did not. It involved me walking to the ATM and directly drawing cash out and handing it to someone.
Wait, what do you mean handing it to them?
I had a different scamming experience.
Okay, do tell.
You. Okay, so this is going to get it'll brush the surface of my trauma.
Yeah. And synopsis, your trauma synopsis.
Right, and just why I was susceptible this day.
Okay.
But it was my birthday.
Okay.
In
Jesus.
2020. And
it keeps getting worse.
I know. And my ex-partner's birthday was also on the same day.
Okay.
And that relationship ended, and for various reasons I wasn't in contact anymore, but it was a really like just difficult thing to separate from, and there was just a lot of healing involved in that. And so on that day I was feeling a little bit vulnerable, I would say, for sure, because he had reached out and I wasn't sure that I wanted to respond. And so I went to this is so funny. I was meeting my best friend at a spa for the day, and it was like right before everything shut down in March. But so I was going to Starbucks because, of course, I'm like, I have to stop at Starbucks to get my free birthday drink. And looking back, I realized, so this guy was sitting there at a table, and I had just ordered. And I'd said to the person, I didn't even think about this, but until later, but I'd said to the person, like, I had my free birthday drink. So he must have heard. And the person said, happy birthday. And so then he said, today's your lucky day. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's my birthday. And I didn't realize he must have heard that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you have pain, something like that. Like, you have pain, and I was like, I do. And like, I just was like, and I started crying, and it felt like this really special, like I felt like, and I couldn't wait. Like, and he said, come back. And like went, and I said, I have to go. We have appointments. I have to go. And he said, well, I'll be here. I'll be here. Like, tell me what time you're going to come back. Like, I'll be here. And I was like, okay. You know, I'm going to come back. I'm going to tell my friend, we're going to do this. So I went back, and anyway, ultimately, like we rearranged, like left early, rearranged it because I felt so strong, and she felt the same way. Like I had duped her too into thinking like, and it was like all the stuff, like the same way we ignore red flags when we want to. I think I just wanted to believe in that moment.
Yeah.
And anyway, so
you
basically,
needed something to believe in. That day.
So long story short, I cut my day short at the spa, which we to this day regret, but went back to the Starbucks, and he convinced me, and he had asked me to write some, I think some of it was just like genuine like trickery that he had learned or something. His name was Jogi. I remember his name was Jogi. And he like, it was like trickery. Like he had like almost like a magic trick. Like he'd asked me to write down like some names on a piece of paper. And so looking back, I'm like, he must have caught a glance of that and I didn't see it, or I don't know. I think there was this sort of like sleight of hand trickery going on. And then he just, long story short, convinced me to go draw money out 2 different times. And my friend was waiting with him while I went to the ATM, and I took out $350 twice.
What did he say the money was for?
He was saying he was saying that I was cursed essentially like with this person's energy, and I was never going to find somebody else until I had the curse lifted, and he was able to lift the curse, and he had to do this special like, and it was like right in the Starbucks like on Santa Monica.
That's the worst part.
I know. And then we did it, and I felt so good about it. I was like, yes, like I'm ready to be free of this. You know, it's my birthday, and it's his birthday, and it's exactly like everything in my mind was adding up. And then we did this, and then he just like, he like lit a piece of like string on fire. It was just like nothing, like, you know, and he's like, okay. Like, it reminded me of like when you play like, you know, like Pretty Princess with a little girl or something. And they're like, okay, you know, like
he told you that he cost like for him to do what he did.
He's like, it costs this much. I don't remember all the details, but anyway, we did, that's what happened. And she agreed. Like we were both like, we were like, it was like he put a spell on us. Like we were both like duped. And I thought that this was the right way to spend my birthday. And this was what needed to happen. And
so in essence, you fell for a psychic in Starbucks.
Yes, that's the long and short of it.
Oh my God. And then what was the exact moment that you knew this was it when he lit the string?
So, okay, no, honestly, I was still in it. I was still like, yes, I feel so good. I feel so, you know, like, and he had given me this little rock. He also gave me a set of instructions, like every 4th Sunday of the month, you need to go to the park and feed the ducks. And like, and I was like,
that
okay.
is a good way to be
and
happy.
He was like, here's this rock. You need to have this rock with you at all times. And I was like, okay, got it. Do it. You know, like he had given me this.
Writing it down.
It's just so funny. It's like anyone could just like be like, okay, you need to spin around 12 times on Thursdays. And like, you know, and I was
Tickle
like, okay,
yourself
yes,
with this feather.
Yes. Like it was the only time in my life that this has ever happened. I've ever been approached like this. And I thought this person was like this like angel who had visited me or something. And anyway, just a few hours later, almost immediately after I would say like an hour or so after we left, my best friend was like, how are you feeling about that? Now I feel weird. I don't know. And I was still, for a minute, I was still like, no, I feel great. What do you mean? You know? And then we decided, for whatever reason, I decided to Google, and I don't know why I didn't before, but the whole Jogi like thing, it's like a known scam, like that this is like a known thing. And anyway, I found these articles and I started reading, and what had happened to me was so formulaic. Like it's something that happens, and the whole thing, like the way he had done it, like everything, I was like, fuck, like I wish I would have just Googled just so quickly.
What does Jogi mean? Like
it was like a name, like he said that was his name, but it turns out it's like it's not really. It's like a nickname. But it's like a fake name. He was giving me a fake name.
But when you look up Jogi, does it refer to what you're talking about? This whole strategy.
I think it's been a minute since I've looked it up, but okay. Yeah, something like it was like
a wink to what was happening.
Yeah,
almost.
It was like, oh, this is like not even unusual. Like this is a thing. And wow. I was just like someone approaching, and like, just, I think there's a way for those people to suss out who is maybe vulnerable and can be duped. And like, that's who I was at that time. But the gift in it is that, like, I remember I got honest about it right away with my help, with people that were helping me. And I remember that night, it really hit me in the middle of the night. And I remember I woke up in the middle of the night, just realized like, oh my, like that, like I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. And I felt like so upset, and I feel like emotional thinking about it, but just also it was like such an important lesson for me that I really learned that day, that there are nobody's coming to save me. Like there are no quick fixes. Like there's no, it's false. It's the trick of false idols. Like nobody has the answer. Like this person doesn't know. There's no, like this person doesn't have the ability to lift any kind of, it's like all of those things just aren't real. And I gave my power over to someone because I wanted to believe that they could fix me. And that's just not real. And I feel like even though it was an expensive lesson, I just try to look at it like that. Like I paid a lot of money to learn an important lesson, And I remember I was with my friend and we threw that rock so far like into the abyss. And it was just like, it was like symbolic of like, okay, this is it. I'm never gonna, I'm just never gonna give someone that much power over me ever again, and that's just it's a hard lesson that we sometimes have to learn things in a hard way,
That is a really crazy story.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It still hurts. It still kind of hurts me to this day to think about like being so taken advantage of, but
yeah, you kind of, you feel for your younger self a little bit.
And yeah, but then it's like in those moments, it's almost like it's like a growth spurt moment where it's like, I feel like I grew up a lot through that experience, and that'll never happen to me again. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say to this person is it's horrible and it takes a minute to recover and it's painful to think about, but hopefully it never happens again. And that's at least something to be,
grateful
glad
for,
about. Yeah.
Hard to say grateful for in the circumstance, but
yeah, it is a silver lining though. It's like, I know that for myself. Like I'll never trust the man sitting in the corner alone at Starbucks, like telling me that it's my lucky day and to sit down with him and share my
very
innermost.
specific situation or anything of the sort.
Just anybody telling you that they have the ability to fix your problems or like beware of that.
Yeah, and people can help you, but they can't fix you.
Yeah, and if it seems sus
or too good to be true,
pause on that.
Yeah.
Just pause on it.
I also hope you and anyone else listening who's gotten scammed, which by the way, I think there's a statistic that says like a third of the population has been scammed or something really high. Just you're not alone. Me and Amanda, we were susceptible too.
Mm-hmm.
And you love us.
You love us.
You love us.
And we're still here.
And we are better than we were before in this arena.
That's right. That's all you can hope for, just to do it a little differently next time.
Thank you for sharing that, Amanda. I can tell that it was a very traumatic situation. That was your secret you shared
today. That was my
today.
secret. I know, that's a big one for me. I feel good sharing that though. I feel like it's nice to share stories that I think can help other people.
Yeah.
Then it makes it feel like the experience maybe was not for nothing,
I'm sure I'm touched by it.
Okay, well, good.
Because I've been susceptible to sort of the psychic type before, so I, in ways, relate to this story. All right. Whew. Let's get on with the voicemails.
Hi, Alyx. So, I have a secret, and I haven't told anybody about this. This is low-key fucking disturbing, but one day my uncle came to my house and I don't know, he just came to visit my grandma and my mom and stuff like that. And then he asked me, do you have a charger? So he could charge his phone. And I said, yeah, of course. And I charged his phone for him and it was in my room. And then I went over there to the living room where they were at, and he's like, hey, would you mind checking my messages? And because he had a number and with his with my in my aunt's messages that he wanted to get my mom. And he was like, would you mind looking through me and your aunt's messages and looking for that number? Girl. So I was looking, and he's like, go on WhatsApp or whatever the fuck it's called and look it up. And I was like, okay, sure. And I just looked up. I was going scrolling. Why the fuck do I find nudes. I saw my uncle's penis. Girl. No, ma'am. This shit is so funny. And then I saw my aunt's titties. Like, that was so traumatizing to me. Like, and then to end it off, I scrolled down again because I was not trying to look at all that.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me why he's sending her a video of him peeing. Like, in whose fucking mind? Who finds pee attractive? I'm not king shaming. I know some of y'all motherfuckers like some golden showers. But this ain't it.
Mm-mm.
So that was my secret. Very disturbing and disgusting. But thank you, Alyx, for sharing my secret. That's even if you listen to this, because I know you get a lot of them. But I love your videos. I've been watching you since I was like 12. And now I'm 18. So...
When people say that they have watched my videos since they were 12 or that they're 12 now, it makes me hurt. My insides hurt. I'm like, no, go outside, play with sticks. Not this, not this. This is not for 12-year-olds. And I'm sorry that you are the way you are now, because it may have had something to do with all the disturbing stories you heard through me. I can't help but think that the uncle wanted him to see the sex, because I feel as though when I have sexual content in a chat, I'm hyper aware of the fact that I have that in that chat, and I would never, ever send anyone looking in that chat. You know, I mean, sometimes people can be oblivious, but I just feel as though maybe it wasn't an oblivious situation. I don't know. Amanda, do you think that there was intention for him to see it?
I was wondering about that.
I mean, there's no way of knowing, because, I don't know, sometimes my parents can be pretty oblivious at times. But I just feel like this is too oblivious. Anyways, I gotta say, if I were to see my uncle's sexts, I would just want to see normal sexts. You know what I mean? At least just standard body parts, no kink stuff getting involved. Like, I would much rather see my uncle coming than peeing. You know, both are bad. Both are bad. But I think it's more information, because we all know that we're sexual beings. Okay, so fine, my uncle comes, but I don't know. Olivia liked that.
I love seeing what she likes.
But the peeing is just like it's like what you said earlier. It's a bigger onion.
It's a bigger onion.
It's just a bigger onion, and I want a small onion.
Yeah. Who needs all that onion?
Too much onion.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Let's get to the next one.
Hi, Alyx. So my secret takes place years ago in 6th grade. On this day, I walked into school with my red Nike backpack. I walked into breakfast, and this popular girl, everyone knew her as like that girl, you know? She asked me if we could switch backpacks for the day because she had on a red Nike hoodie and red Nike shoes. I was confused because, like, it made no sense. Back then, we had to keep our backpacks in a locker anyways, but whatever, because she was a popular girl and she was speaking to me, so, like, nah. Anyways, we switched backpacks. We took all our stuff and put it in the other backpack. Then at the end of the day of school, we gave each other all our stuff back in our backpacks. She left her perfume bottle in my backpack. So I was trying to figure out, like, what I should do with it, because she was messaging me on Musical.ly at the time to give her perfume back the next day. And I thought, okay, well, this girl has been kind of a bitch to me, So, I, I peed in the perfume bottle, and yeah, the next day I gave it back to her. She never asked me about it, but yeah, that's my secret.
That's the ultimate power move. Think about dogs peeing somewhere to claim their territory, and we're dealing with bitches, so it's not all that different. She essentially peed on her every time that girl decided to use that perfume. It's really like the ultimate play. Maybe a health hazard, but we don't need to dwell on that. Also, what kind of weird mean girl shit is it to make someone trade backpacks with you because their backpack matches your outfit that day? I would have peed in her perfume too. I know Amanda hates this one.
It's so much pee, first of all.
I know.
There's so much pee happening today.
There's a lot of pee in this episode. It's making me have to pee.
I really have to pee too. Maybe that's why I'm mad.
You're just
like stop talking about it, right?
Let's go pee.
Okay.
And then we'll get into the next segment. For going public, we are going to be speaking on the phone with the following secret submitter. When I was 21, I broke up with my boyfriend of 5 years. I decided to make a Tinder account to see what all the fun was about because I've never online dated before. Long story short, after talking to a guy on Tinder for about a week, I invited him to a party. When he got there, he asked me if I wanted to go smoke with him in his truck so we could get to know each other alone. I agreed. I should mention, it was cold that night, so he had his truck running when we got in. After about 5 minutes in his truck, I heard the doors lock, and he starts speeding off. My heart dropped. I asked him what he was doing. He told me to give him my keys, phone, and anything else I had on me. I thought he was joking and told him that it wasn't funny. That's when he very sternly said, "I'm not fucking kidding." He took everything away from me so that I had no way to contact anyone or even know where I was. I tried to convince him to turn around or pull over so I could get out, but he just kept mocking me and driving faster. After over an hour of driving, he finally pulled up to a house in the middle of nowhere. He took me inside, showed me around, and acted as if this was normal. He tried to get me to sleep with him, but I was not having it. He eventually gave up and went to his room, and I laid on his couch crying. I ended up falling asleep, but it wasn't long before I woke up to him with a camera in my face, taking pictures and videos of me sleeping. At this point, it was still dark out, maybe like 2 a.m. He told me to get back into his truck. I asked him where we were going, and he told me he was taking me back. We didn't make it far before he undoes his pants and tells me to suck his dick. Again, I tried to refuse, but this time he told me if I wanted to go back to my friends, I had to. Not knowing where I was, with no way to contact anyone, I didn't have another option. I wasn't even sure if he was actually going to take me back after, but what else was I supposed to do? So I did what I had to do. I didn't realize until after doing the deed that he had videotaped the whole thing. I begged for him to delete it, but he refused. He started driving again, and eventually, after what felt like hours, we made it to my friend's house. He stopped just long enough for me to get out and throw me my stuff before he sped off. Thankfully, I never heard from him again, but in the back of my mind, I always have this fear that the video will end up on the internet and ruin my life. P.S. There is more to this story, but this is already long enough. LOL. The LOL is none of it's funny. Okay, let's get on the phone. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Some people are nervous when they first get on. How do you feel?
Definitely nervous.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything you don't want to talk about, if I ask a question you don't want to answer, just let me know.
Okay.
Cool. So, you were basically kidnapped on the very first Tinder date you went on.
Yeah.
You were kidnapped, assaulted, and filmed.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That is my biggest nightmare. I'm so sorry that you lived through that.
Yeah, it was terrifying. Like I definitely was not expecting that at all. It was rough to begin with, but I've definitely learned from it and I'm doing good now. So
Do you think you'll be okay walking through the experience with me?
yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, how long ago did all of this happen?
So it happened about 4 years ago. So I've had some time to go back and like process it. So yeah.
You said it in the submission. How old were you at the time?
I was 21, I think.
And you had been with your boyfriend, so basically your teen years.
Yeah, like we dated all through high school and then things didn't work out and I wanted to just try to have some fun and see what the online dating was like because all my friends had done it. So I was curious.
So you said that you were in his car smoking outside the party that you were both at. Was it weed or cigarettes?
It was weed
Okay.
and cigarettes.
I feel like that's important information because I know personally when I'm high, things are much scarier than when I'm not high. And I mean, the
Oh
situation
yeah,
alone is
for
very
sure.
scary, but do you think that put you in an even worse headspace at the time?
I think it did, but like as soon as like after it started happening, I like sobered up really quick. Like I had been drinking too, but like something inside of me was like, girl, you gotta fight.
That makes sense. It's a very sobering
Yeah.
situation to be in.
Yeah.
So after he sped off, took all your stuff, told you he wasn't kidding, what was going through your head?
So I instantly knew like something was wrong and I had a feeling like it wasn't gonna end well, but I was just like, I have to I have to get my shit together and like fight for myself, you know.
What does that look like, fighting for yourself? Well,
Like I was on high demand. I was trying to like keep track of where I was going, like left turn, right turn, you know.
wow.
But yeah, but then like after we got so far, like I actually couldn't keep track anymore because it just been so long. Like it was so far away.
So by the time you could no longer keep track of where you were you just kind of accepting whatever was going to happen? What were you thinking?
Like I was just like, I really hope like I at least get to go home. Like he's not gonna like kill me or something. Like I was just thinking of the worst
The worst case
and hoping for
scenario.
the best.
Yeah, right. Do you feel obviously the worst case scenario one of oh no, the worst case scenario is probably being murdered. Did you think that assault was likely going to happen?
Um, I had a feeling it probably would happen,
Yeah.
but like at that point I was like I'm gonna do what I have to do if that means I'm gonna get to go home. Like, yeah.
Holy
I just kind of
shit.
accepted it.
You said he was mocking you when you were trying to get him to pull over. What does that look like?
So he was like, "Oh, you want me to pull over? You want me to stop?" Like, just kind of like making fun of the situation, and he'd just keep driving faster. Yeah,
That makes my insides twist with anger.
yeah.
The house he took you to, was it his family home? Was anyone there?
No, it was just him and his dogs, and they weren't really friendly either. So,
They learned from the best. So
yeah.
he went to his room and you fell asleep on the couch. Was there ever a moment where you thought about leaving?
I did think about leaving, but like we were literally in the middle of nowhere. Like it was like 10-15 minute drive from like not the last place I saw when we were on our way there. So I literally had no idea of like if I ran, like where to even go.
Wow. So no matter what, you were kind of in danger alone in the streets at night versus staying with him.
Yeah. I just thought, like, at least then I wasn't, like, lost in the woods.
Right. Wow. The
So,
fact that you had
yeah.
to choose between the two is insane.
Yeah.
I'm a little impressed, to be honest, or like blown away that you even managed to fall asleep when in that situation.
Yeah, I think I was just, like, exhausted from, like, I was crying for, like, so long. And it was just, like, all this trauma and stuff. I just, like, eventually fell asleep.
I take it you still didn't have your stuff when you were there? Because you would have called someone.
No.
Yeah. And then you woke up to him taking videos and photos of you? What does that even mean? Just like recording you sleeping?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, it was very weird.
What did you say to him when you woke up?
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, well, you're just so pretty.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And then how did you get from there to in his car?
It was basically like right after he was recording me, he was like, come on, let's get back in my truck.
And he told you that you were going to go back to the
And
party?
yeah.
So I'm really sorry that he forced you to give him oral. Fucking disgusting. How did you end up realizing that he had recorded it when he coerced you into giving him oral sex?
Um, so like after it was done, when I got up, like his phone was out and I could tell like that's what he was doing.
He had positioned it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you asked him to delete it and he was like, no.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was so dumb of him to record evidence of him kidnapping and assaulting you.
Yeah. Like probably not the smartest move, but
You mentioned in your submission that you were worried about the video ruining your life. And I just want to say a few things, being that it's a 21st century and I'm pretty sure most people have some sort of sexual natured media that they wouldn't want other people to see. It's like but obviously this is a different set of circumstances. You didn't choose to have this. And I almost for that reason, it makes it not even as bad as I feel like someone who intentionally makes a sex tape, if that makes sense. Also, he would be incriminating himself if he ever posted it anywhere and you could report it. So I feel like he wouldn't post it anywhere. This is such a traumatic situation that I hate the idea that you're also carrying this burden of this situation, that this like, what if this happens situation.
yeah, that's true. I guess I never really thought about it like that way. So that actually makes me feel a little bit better.
I'm glad, because really, I just feel as though it's something that can't help you to carry or hold on to, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand why you would. And I don't think it's helpful. I'm so angry. We'll get into that. I'm so angry for you. So you said after that happened, after he assaulted you, I don't know why I'm even dancing around the word. I just don't want to be like abrasive with the words I'm using, but I just want to call it as it is. He raped you. And
Yeah.
after that happened, you drove back to your friend's house, and you said the car ride felt like hours. Did you talk at all during the car ride?
So no, like for the most part, no. But my actual like PS in my submission, like there's more to the story. Um, this is the more to the story, I guess.
Okay.
When we were like 10 or 15 minutes away from my friend's house, he actually said to me like, do you want to know what the recording was for? And I was like, yes, I do. And he told me he had sent it to his girlfriend, and she approved of me. And then he asked me to join their couple, like be a part of their relationship.
What? So
Yeah,
he sent the video, and then after she received the video, she said, "Yeah, she looks good to me."
yeah,
And then he asked if you wanted to be a throuple after assaulting you.
yeah, yeah.
I'm speechless. What did you say?
I was like, no. Like, why? Why would I want to?
Well, what did he say?
He was just like, you're really pretty, and we've been looking for someone, and we think that you would be like the perfect fit for us.
Oh my God, is that why he was taking videos of you sleeping?
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Oh my God. And his girlfriend doesn't have any qualm with the fact that he's a predator?
I guess not.
What
I
was
don't know if she like knows the whole story, or like if she just thought I willingly did it. I don't know.
She probably thought it was consensual. I'm just shocked. Like, what?
Y-
Also, by the way, that's another reason to not worry about the video getting out. He didn't record it to put online. He recorded it for another reason, just a side note.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm just shocked at the ignorance, the total lack of awareness that he had about his behavior. It's like the nerve to ask that question as if he had not done anything wrong. Did it really seem like he was clueless as to his behavior being immoral?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
Um, Even like when we were like at his house, he would be like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, do you need anything? Like, this is my kitchen, this is my bathroom." Like acting like everything was normal.
That is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm really sitting with it. Sorry, I've never heard anything like this before. Because I would assume that someone who acts like this would know that they're doing something wrong, but it really sounds like he didn't. When he was
Yeah.
mocking you, do you think he thought he was just being flirty and playful?
Uh, I don't know. Like to me, it came off like very like aggressive and stern and stuff. But like, I have no idea what he thought.
When you told him you didn't want to be in his throuple, how did he react?
He pretty much told me that the night was a waste of his time.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you feel when he said that? Because obviously you had probably the most traumatic night of your life, and then he was like, "Oh, that was nothing."
Yeah, I was like kind of mad. Like I was like, well, you could have just like came up front and like asked me, then you wouldn't have wasted your night.
Wow. Do you know where he is now?
No. So after that all happened, my friends and I actually tried to find him on social media and stuff, and he didn't exist. Like there was nothing.
So you think he used a fake name?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So you couldn't even report him if you wanted to?
No. And I actually even tried to like go on Google Maps, like the street view, and try to find like the area where I thought I was to see if I could get his address. But I actually wasn't even close to the area that I thought I was in. So, yeah.
So he's just running around doing God knows what, and there's no way of reporting him. I mean, you have his phone number though, right?
No, we only talked on Tinder.
Wow. Did you ever report
Yeah.
his profile?
No, actually, as soon as I got back to my friend's house, I deleted my account and the Tinder app altogether.
Yeah, that makes
Like, I didn't
sense.
want to go back and look at anything. I was just like traumatized.
God. What did life look like after this happened?
Um, so I didn't like trust anybody for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to like go out on dates and stuff like that. Like, it took a long time.
Did you talk to anyone about it?
Uh, like my friends, but that's about it.
Do you ever think about talking to a therapist?
Uh, Not really, because I feel like now it doesn't really matter. Like, it's in the past. I'm okay. I'm doing really good now. So,
That's good. Not to minimize how well you're doing now, but I've definitely learned in my life, even when stuff is in the past, it has ways of seeping into your perception of reality, you know? So it doesn't hurt to talk to someone. But I'm not you, and I should just believe that you don't need to right now and you're fine.
yeah.
Do you feel like I mean, it's been 4 years. Do you feel like in any way it still affects you?
I mean, like, now and then, yes, but then, and more so, like, so I have a daughter now, actually, and I'm just like terrified for her. I'm terrified for her to grow up, and I'm terrified that, like, that could happen to somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
That's more
sense.
so how it affects me more than anything.
You're
So,
worried about her.
yeah.
That definitely makes sense. Did you go on any online dates after this happened?
Um, I actually did.
Yeah.
But I met at like public places. Like I thought I was being safe meeting at a party, but I guess not. So I'd meet at like a restaurant or something and I'd go separate ways.
Was it really scary at first?
It was. It took me a long time.
Yeah, I bet. Did you ever tell the dates that you went on that had happened to you?
Um, no.
Yeah.
I didn't want to seem like, I don't know, I didn't want to like scare them off or anything. So,
Wow.
I mean, my boyfriend now knows, but yeah.
Okay, well, those were all my questions. I'm curious if there's anything else you want to add, whether it was about the experience or just the way you feel.
Um, I just want to say that people need to like look out for themselves and remember that it doesn't happen to everybody, but it can happen. So like be prepared and like be safe.
What would your tips be for staying safe after what you experienced?
um Definitely meeting in a public place. Maybe look them up before you go.
Yeah.
Um yeah.
Not getting in anyone's car.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I've gotten in people's cars on first dates, and I never will again. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. You
Like,
don't think about it at the time.
no.
So
And also, I think most people like to think that the best of others,
yeah, for sure. It's just like a crazy story now, I guess.
Do you feel sort of removed from it a bit?
Um, yeah, maybe.
Thank you for sharing it with me.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it. And I really do think that hearing it in some way or another might help listeners just be more cautious.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I know personally, I myself and a lot of my friends have had experiences being assaulted on dates. It's not very uncommon, but this is like the most extreme nightmarish version of that that. And so I don't know, I just appreciate you sharing it. I'm sure some people it well I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this. I don't want to normalize the fact that this happens, but it can be really comforting to know that we're not alone in these things. And I'm sorry that you had to experience it for us to then have this conversation and for people to not feel alone.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's definitely something I think that needs to be talked about more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about it. Thank you again.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
That was really sad.
Sheesh. Yeah, that was a lot.
It made me pretty sad. Do you feel sad?
I feel sad, and also I know that that's like, I guess I'm in acceptance that those things happen, and like I've had them happen to me, so I do feel sad. I feel sad, but
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, I guess. I feel sad that it's just something she's, sort of now choosing to live with. But again, like you said, if it's working for her, but I just feel like knowing, like, these things do affect us, and maybe we don't even realize it.
There's this like helpless just acceptance that's what happened, and that's yep. And I think that's where she was at, and that's what makes me sad, is that there was no, it just is what it is.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing.
Yeah, and I guess there is. She has a boyfriend and a daughter, and so she has a family, and she's probably found some peace.
That's true. And she was able to be, obviously be in a relationship and everything, so it's not affecting her to that level maybe, but it
still,
I think these things do affect us in different ways, even if it's
totally
not, just in general.
Trust issues.
Totally. And just speaking up for ourselves and maybe asking for help. And
I know it's, we can only accept things that have already happened, but there's something about the acceptance that almost made me sad. It was this sort of like I don't know. I feel a lot of anger around this subject because so many girls constantly get assaulted and it feels so helpless to just go, yeah.
I know.
And nothing wrong with that being how she's handling it, and she's free to do it.
It's just,
it's just
that it's
sad. The subject is sad.
Totally. And a lot of times, people aren't believed, or, it's harder, I think, to get the help you need sometimes, than it is to just say, okay, that happened, and maybe there's some self-blame there too about, for getting in the car, but we've all done those things.
Mm-hmm. I think there's also a little bit of frustration in the fact that she couldn't even report him because he made a fake identity.
Right. I was wondering that when she said, Google someone, before you go out with them. Well, what if the case is that you can't find them? Is that then a red flag?
I don't know. Maybe you say, send me a picture of your ID.
I mean,
some people like to be offline.
Right. Or you're just even more cautious that first date, and you definitely meet in a public place and definitely don't go in their car.
That's true.
And even in a public place, and I would say even ideally you're not impaired. Also, you're having a coffee,
right,
or something during the day. That's really the safest way, because as soon as we're drinking or smoking, then our judgment is impaired, and things, I know for myself, things seem like a better idea than they would if I were not.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're with you to all the girls who have been assaulted on dates. Not that uncommon, unfortunately. I have. Amanda has.
Mm-hmm.
How to segue into the next segment that's fun. Let's lighten the mood and go mess with strangers. All right, let's confess your secrets as my own to strangers on Chat Roulette. Hey.
Hey.
What's up with you? Doing? Oh, what am I doing? Ugh. My friends were annoying me, so I thought I'd come on here and talk to other people.
Who's annoying? Your friend is annoying you?
Yeah, I have loads of friends, but they all piss me off, and I'm prettier than them.
Okay.
So I just feel pity when I'm with them.
Yeah, I see. You're pretty.
I know. I know. I'm prettier than most people. Like, I'm prettier than you too, but I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
what else is pretty?
What else is pretty? What?
Let me see your boobs.
I do have really pretty boobs, but I'm not showing you them.
Oh,
Oh. Oh my God. Hey,
How's it going?
pretty good. How are you? What are you up to? Where are you?
I'm in New York.
It looks like you're in New York.
I know.
Is that where you live?
That's where I live, yeah.
That's pretty
I
cool.
guess.
New York has very good food.
It does. It really does.
What's your favorite food to eat there?
Oh, it's such a loaded question. It's a good question. I don't know.
For me, I like corn.
Corn? I like corn? You like corn?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was just that meme, the corn kid.
Oh, when he's like, ever since I was told that corn was real.
Yeah, exactly.
It tasted good. I do this thing with my corn that some people think is gross. I'll get your opinion on it. So you know when you poop out corn, there's like undigested pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So what I like to do is I wash them and then I eat them again.
That's totally normal.
You do that too?
Yeah.
It's resourceful.
Always better second time around, as they say.
Yes. Wow. I feel really connected to you.
Wow. Cute.
Cute. What do we do about it? Should we go eat corn?
Yeah, let me go eat your corn bits.
Whoa, you want to eat my corn?
That was too far. Where are you based?
And then 10 steps back. I'm in LA. I'm in LA.
Yep. Very, very far to fly for corn, but I'll do it.
You will? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come this weekend.
All right.
Will you eat my pooped out corn pieces?
Yes, but only, yeah, I'll do it.
Only what? You're going to have a condition.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're past niceties at this point when I'm eating your shit, but I was gonna, no, it's fine. We'll just leave it there.
Go for it. It's okay. What can I guess?
Yeah, go for it.
My guess is that you wouldn't eat my shit unless you're gonna get laid.
Well, yeah, naturally. I mean, it's a pretty straight line between there and there. That not fair?
No, I mean that's fair enough. Is there anything else that you would need from me? Like if you were to fly to LA, get laid, and eat my shit, would you need anything from me now? Or you're like, yep, I'll do it.
A deposit, a down payment.
What is the down payment that you're looking for?
I need to see the corn.
Oh, the corn okay. Do you mean like the corn wink or the corn period?
The corn wink, you know.
Okay. What does that mean for you?
I just need to make sure that we're sexually compatible, you know.
Okay, how would we do that over video chat?
Well, I need to know what you're into, because if the sex is going to be not what we want, either of us want, there's no point in flying across, you know.
Okay, well, now what are you into? Let's start there.
Well, I think like slightly rougher sex, but like that has to be like obviously a two-way street, because then it's just assault. But so I usually let the lady lead in that sense. But if it's there, that's enjoyable.
Okay, I like it rough. I don't want to bleed.
No, geez, no one needs to be bleeding. But like, yeah, you need to know it needs to be passionate. You know,
I'm gonna be thrown around.
Yeah, thrown around, pinned down a little bit.
If you eat my shit, I will do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good to know.
Was that? Do you need more for the deposit or?
No. It's like more thinking like, okay, so just want to make sure that you're on board, because I don't want to be like, you know, consent is king for like when I choke you, you know, a little bit. So
okay, consent is king, queen. Yeah, you can choke me.
Yeah, only if you like it though, because if it's not like, then it's no point. I'm not, you know.
No, you have permission.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pull your hair back a little bit.
I don't like my hair being pulled because it's fallen out easily before, so it just makes me anxious.
We'll leave it off.
Yeah, What else?
Definitely tearing through your panties with my teeth. So like,
Okay. That's really hot. I'll wear is it okay if I wear an older pair? Like, will that gross you out?
that's fine as long as they're like terrible. Yeah.
I think they're terrible.
I'll make sure they're terrible with that. So it's like tearing through your panties and like being extremely rough and physical with you, but then being like very gentle when I'm like going down on you. So like a nice like juxtaposition of like pinning you down very firmly, but also like rolling my tongue across your clit real softly. So
okay, I'm turned on.
Good.
Okay, that's really important information. I'm glad. What are your thoughts on growling? I feel like I would want to hear you growl.
You want to hear me growl?
Yeah.
I don't know with that.
So you'll eat my poop, but you won't growl.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's the line I'm drawing.
Okay, that's fair. Like you said, consent is king, queen.
That's the hell I'm dying on.
You die on that hill, but not before you get to LA.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on like a live podcast because you're from LA, so I'm gonna be like posted like all over the internet.
Everybody thinks that because of my equipment.
Yeah, it's nerve wracking because I've just told you that I wanted to like tear through your panties and eat your shit.
Who doesn't though? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing I thought of when I saw you, I was like, I want to pin her down, tear through his panties, and eat that shit.
I get that a lot.
But I know I actually do really want to pin you down and fuck you like an animal. So just heads up.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a lot. I'm processing it.
What do you want? That's what I want to know.
I want you to book a flight.
Book a flight? All right. I'll book a flight. I'll legit book a flight to go over there and spend 48 hours just like fucking your brains out.
Okay, prove it.
I will. I'll book that shit.
Cool. Fly JetBlue.
All right, I will.
Cool.
Get checked.
I panicked. I panicked.
That was so much.
I don't know why I told him to fly JetBlue.
Because JetBlue always has delays.
Oh my god, that was so scary. And then I felt bad when he was being really sincere and he really just wanted to come and choke me and eat my poop.
Wow. I mean, I'm alarmed at how easily he committed to coming here.
I know. I mean, he must have a lot of money.
But also, like, yeah, I mean, I guess, or a lot of time or desperation.
You know what's fucked up? I'm not gonna lie. There was a minute where I was turned on.
I knew it. When he said help.
It'll be rough and then soft.
Yes. I love how he would like be a little nervous. So he would say so right after he said anything.
I know. I think
it's like, I roll my tongue across your clit. So. So.
Oh my god. All right. I'm scared to get back out there.
Panties?
So. Can I rip your panties? So. Should I get back out there?
Let's get back out there.
So. I'm nervous. All right, here we go.
So.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
What are you doing on here? I'm good.
Just relaxing. I got bored.
That's fair. Are you in a relationship?
I'm single right now.
I am in a relationship, but my partner doesn't really like me coming on here.
Well, I guess I can understand because you chatting with other strangers and male.
Exactly.
Stuff.
But I've cheated in like half my relationships. So.
For real? Really?
Yeah, not in the one that I'm in now, but I would.
Yeah, damn. I guess it got to be something very bad to happen for it to happen like that.
What?
I'm saying there got to be something extraordinary bad to happen for you to do it, or?
No, I'm very sexual, and so when the situation arises, like I think you're handsome. If you want to take your clothes off together, I would.
Are you for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way too, like sexual like that too, and yeah, so
it's human nature.
Yeah, I know. We probably would get banned if we did that on here. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I'm just playing. I don't know. Probably not.
You want to find out?
Sure.
Okay. I'll start.
Okay.
I panicked again. Ah! Today is hypersexual.
It's cybersexual. It couldn't be you saying, "Do you want to take all your clothes off here, right now?" I wonder what's.
For once, it's my fault that it got sexual.
Say, we probably get banned. Yeah, probably not. I mean, but if you want to.
I actually think I need to stop.
Really? Okay.
Do you want me to?
You had enough?
You want me to get out there one more time?
One more time.
One more time. I'll do it for the team.
For the cheap seats in the back.
All right. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Oh, I'm just on a call work.
What do you do for work?
I'm a lineman.
What?
A lineman.
I'm a lineman.
Oh, a lineman.
Yeah.
In football?
No.
What's a lineman?
It's the guys that work like electricity.
Oh, a lineman.
Yeah, a lineman.
Oh, I love my phone. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, of course. What's your name?
My name's Alyx. What's your name?
You are beautiful, Alex. My name's Mark.
You're very handsome, Mark. I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like your headband. My mom wears headbands like that, too.
I wear headbands like this. It keeps the dew under control.
My mom, too.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta wear this all day, so that kind of helps. But
Can I tell you something about my mom?
yeah, sure, let's hear it.
Sometimes she slaps my butt, and then she screams, "It's half mine. I can slap it if I want to." Do you think that's true? That if it's half hers, she can slap it if she wants to?
I mean, fuck. All right, I was not prepared for that question. Wow. Okay.
Oh, you're breaking up. I can't hear your answer. Oh, wait. I can hear you now.
Oh, no, I said, all right, I hear you now too.
Cool. So, do you think it's okay?
You're so pretty. Like, you're just pretty.
Aw, stop. You're making me blush. Anyways, do you think it's fine that my mom slaps my ass?
I love you, Linda.
You love me? I just heard I love you.
It's kind of, I mean, no, I did not say I love you.
Okay.
I did not say I love you. I mean, unless you want to get married, then yeah, like, I love you and stuff.
You would get married this quick?
Yeah, let's get married. Let's just do it.
Okay, where do you live?
Louisiana.
Ugh, I live in LA. It's too far.
Fuck.
I think I already told you my name. It's Alyx. I don't know if I can marry you. You didn't remember my name.
I don't think you told me. My name's Mark. Did you remember that?
No.
Yeah, I would have introduced myself if you introduced yourself.
Okay, Mark and Alyx. Wedding to be, I don't know. What do you think? Are you free in November?
Yeah. November, yeah. As long as it's not like during hurricane season. In hurricane season, I'm kind of fucked.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because like when storms pass through, they tear all kind of shit up, and I gotta put the lights back on.
You got a lot of line work to do.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, cool. Would you mind coming to me though? Because I don't really want to go to you.
Yeah, so I'm like totally on the way right now.
Oh, you are?
That wish.
Oh my god!
I'm so excited.
I'm excited to see you. You think you'll make it by the night?
You what?
You think you'll make it by tonight?
I could. If I like, yeah.
Okay, I look forward to meeting my future husband.
Oh yeah. Why don't we just do the paperwork so whenever I get there, it'll be done. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a good idea. So,
right. I'm full of good ideas. You'll learn that quick.
Aw. Great. I'll text you my email on here, huh? Do you have the what?
You have Snapchat?
No, I thought only babies use Snapchat.
Oh, how old are you, Alyx?
I'm in my 20s.
I am also in my 20s.
I wonder do you think I'm younger or older than you? And do you think it's okay that my mom slaps my ass?
Okay, all right, let me ask. All right, let me think about this just for a minute, because that's kind of
I can't hear you.
Probably not. I
Yeah.
would think. Okay, you know what? You can't hear me?
No, I can now.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good deal. So, I think about it like this, right? I think it'd be weird as fuck if my dad would come slap my ass and say half of that is mine, and I'd be like, all right, nope, that's not right. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
All right, I accept that answer, and I agree. And I'm gonna tell my mom to cut it out.
Yeah, tell her to fucking quit.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her to fucking quit, and I'm gonna tell her that I'm getting married.
Fuck yeah, just because.
Just because I want
What's
to.
the guy's name? Mark. Hell yeah.
And he's handsome as
really?
hell.
All right. So,
Fuck.
and so fucking hot.
Are you referring to you or me?
You.
Oh.
Wow. You. Definitely you, Goofy.
Oh my god, do we have nicknames for each other?
That's Goofy. You're Goofy.
Oh, you're making me blush, Mark. I don't even know what to do with myself.
Half your ass is his now.
You're ready. You're ready for when I come tonight.
Oh my lord.
Okay, I'll go get ready.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I left.
Oh, you did it again.
I had to leave. There's a point when it gets so real that I panic because it's already based on a lie. Also, I'm not gonna marry some dude named Mark that I met on chat roulette.
You're not? My dreams just all died at once.
I don't think so.
I just wanted you to say that half of my ass is yours now.
Okay, so I heard you say that in the mic, and I was going to tell him that, but it goes again, and I know it's just a joke.
I know it goes against the old
my body
principles.
actually doesn't belong to a man.
The old morals.
The old moral code.
Yes.
Yeah, so
it doesn't belong to Mark in Louisiana.
It doesn't belong to my mom or Mark in Louisiana. It belongs to me.
That's true. All
and
right.
only
you
me.
keep it.
Both cheeks,
halves.
mine.
Both halves.
The inside, mine.
All of it. Not Mark's.
Not Mark's.
Even
I got
though-
really hit on a lot today.
You did. Damn.
And they were all kind of cute.
Oh my. Who says dating's hard?
I know. I feel like fresh meat.
Man, what did you get? A marriage proposal. Someone said they would fly cross country for you. Someone said they would eat your shit. You're really popular. The Queen of Chatroulette.
I know. Today was a win.
Wow.
Great. I feel great. But also I feel bad for leading these guys on and then just leaving.
Okay, they're on chat roulette.
That's true. It's like, how high can your expectations be? But Mark was such a sweetheart.
He was. I think
he's probably sad that I
think he'll move on.
Eventually.
It'll be a tough year for Mark now.
It's gonna maybe a tough few years.
You know, shit. I'm sorry, Mark. He's gonna be up on those lines.
I thought he was like a linebacker or something.
The only reason I know what a lineman is because my cousin's a lineman. And he's Southern too. My cousin's in Texas and like sounds like him. And I'm like, oh, a lineman.
Because when you told me and I heard you say in my ear that what it was, and I was just like, how the fuck do you know that?
That's how the fuck I know.
Olivia, did you know what that was? No idea. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I got a little bit of Southern blood.
It's not just a Southern job.
But you didn't know what it was, now did you?
I didn't.
There's only lines in the South. You know? There's only those sunglasses that he was wearing. Those only exist in the South too.
I did clock the sunglasses.
Yeah, with the little strap around the neck. The sports strap. That's for the lineman.
Oh, Mark, this episode's for you, Marky Mark.
Mark, this one's for you. But not my butt. Can't have that.
Mm-mm. This week's round of applause. Hear me out, okay? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Okay. So this week's assignment is to sit with difficult emotions. Sounds really generic and easy, but we're not taught to sit with difficult emotions, so it is actually quite difficult. It's something that I've been trying to do a lot lately. It's very relevant to my life at this time because I think habitually most of us distract ourselves and suppress difficult emotions, but I've learned that when suppressing or distracting, those emotions don't go away. They continually try to come back up and make life a lot more challenging. So the assignment is the next time difficult emotions come up, allow yourself to just name the emotion. Don't intellectualize it any more than that. Sit with it. Sometimes when I have trouble with more trouble than usual with an emotion, I'll try journaling or meditating, but sometimes I just lay on the floor until it passes. And a book that I'm reading right now that's really explaining the value of doing this, how to do it, why to do it. It's called Living Untethered by Michael Singer. And it's really good if you're looking to learn how to work with your emotions and also how to let go of attachments, the root of suffering, says Buddha, and I agree. I heard Amanda go, and I wonder if it's because I recommended that she read his other book, The Untethered Soul, really good if you're an overthinker. Have you started reading it?
I started reading it.
Isn't it amazing?
It's so good.
It changed my life.
So good. It's like a little smooch with every page that I turn.
It's crazy how I've read it, and then whenever I'm going through a rough patch in my life, I listen to it on audiobook, and it's insane how just listening to 5 minutes of the book can totally shift my approach to life. So sit with difficult emotions, and if you want to learn how to do it and why it's so important, read up some Michael Singer. I think The Untethered Soul is good to read first, but Living Untethered has been really amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Woo!
An easy read too.
It is such an easy read. It's like 100 pages or something.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review Revealing Your Secrets, the podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, you're only as sick as your secrets, so send them to me. Go to speakpipe.com/revealingyoursecrets to leave a voicemail or fill out the anonymous submission form at the bottom of my show notes. Today's episode of Revealing Your Secrets is a production by Cast Media. I'm your host, Alex Weiss. My producer is Amanda Elliott. My executive producers are Colin Thompson and Harris Lane. My editor is Arvin Lee. My technical engineer is Olivia Haas. And design and animations by Jeff Schweikart. I'll see you next time.